Alright, welcome back. We're doing a different type of video today. This is one of those, like, get to know you kind of videos. And yeah, I'm doing 100 Would You Rathers. We just got a little bit of background music. Yeah. So, never be able to hear your favorite song again. Never be able to watch your favorite movie again. Ooh. So, I prefer movies over music, so yeah. Go to any concert for free, but you're always behind a tall person. Watch any movie for free, but the end is spoiled every time. So this would be like annoying, but this you could really only watch movies where like the end is a foregone conclusion. Nah, I'd say go to any kind. I wouldn't actually. Yeah, I wouldn't even really spend that much time in concerts. I've only been to like a handful. Like I've gone to see like Metallica. I've seen Chevelle. I've seen a few like small like local bands. Let's see. I did see the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I've gone to like a few concerts, but not that many. Talk like Gollum or breathe like Darth Vader? I think breathe like Darth Vader. Instantly become an adult. Stay the age you are now for another 2 years. I'm already an adult. Does that mean I go back to being 18? Because not really go back to being 18. Go on a date with Selena Gomez or Taylor Swift. I'm not a celebrity person. I actually can't even remember what they kind of like look like specifically. Yeah, I don't follow like celebrity gossip. I guess whatever. It's gonna be a bad date. Have a large flood or have a large drought. I'm pretty safe from floods where I'm at, but assuming no matter what I get flooded, now I'll take a drought over a flood. I have 2 arms but 1 leg, 2 legs but 1 arm. So lose an arm or lose a leg. Ooh, so I've known people with both. I'm trying to think. I've known a few people who have only had 1 arm. I've known a couple of people who have only had 1 leg. And I think the 1 leg is easier to deal with. Yeah. Go skiing in the mountains or go on a beach vacation. Ooh, I'm not big on skiing, but yeah, I guess I'd go like tanning. Maybe do a little bit of swimming. Yeah. Win $1 every time you walk 300 feet. Win $2,000 every time you sleep naked outside. So I actually do live in an area where I could sleep naked outside. I mean, I'd have to be in a tent, really. Like, of course, because they have mosquito season and whatnot, and bugs. But it doesn't specify whether you can use a tent or not. It just says outside. Like, yeah, I definitely live in an area where I can be naked outdoors. Yeah. Win $1 every time you walk 300 feet. So that means I'd have to go to my front yard and back 1,000 times to get the same amount of money. Yeah, because like to the end of the driveway, it's about 100 yards. It's like 98 yards or something like that. So I'd have to do at least 1,000 paces back and forth to just get $1. Nah, I'll sleep naked outdoors. Yeah. End world hunger or get every human on Earth free healthcare. Ooh, ending world hunger does not solve the problem though. Because like it would generate new problems because like populations are not dictated by reproduction rates. They're dictated by carrying capacity, and food is a big factor in carrying capacity, like food, clean water, and shelter. Like your needs, your three major needs, are big factors. But then there's also like available space, building materials, energy production. Like ending world hunger would mean populations would increase to the edge of one of those other factors. So it's like, okay, you've ended world hunger, but now like you have a housing crisis, like a massive housing crisis. Like tons of people being, like as many people who are currently hungry would then be homeless or having like constant blackouts, or there'd be like massive deforestation. Yeah, I think this would not actually solve a problem. So yeah, I think go with free healthcare. Hug a stranger every day for a year, or never hug your loved ones again. I mean, like I'm not really like a huggy guy, but I'll give hugs. Yeah. Never be able to use your dominant hand, only be able to walk backwards. Ooh, so use my left hand for everything. Typing, using a mouse, and I'd never be able to play a shooter again. Only be able to walk backwards. Oh. Nah, I think dominant hand's way too important. Never have to shower again, or never have to brush your teeth again. I think like self-cleaning teeth would be way more useful, yeah. Double your IQ or double your wealth. Ooh, I don't have a ton of money, so... Not getting a whole lot out of doubling the wealth. I could get more out of doubling my IQ, like way more. Be a famous inventor or a famous writer. Oh, I'd rather be the famous writer. I'd love it if I could sell more books, yeah. Play individual sports or team sports. I'd say solo sport, yeah. Win $1 billion or be able to go through walls. $1 billion is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's almost like you cannot spend that kind of money. Like, of course you can, but you'd have to be like super frivolous in your spending, or have just like buy like the most absurdly expensive shit. Nah, I think I'd take the billion, yeah. Snort coke, start your boyfriend's load. So, no, I obviously do some coke, yeah. Be able to relive any memory. Suck on your finger to get nice weather. Ooh, well, like that depends on how your past is. I don't exactly have the best one, so yeah, I'll take the nice weather. Be a star or be friends of a star? Be the best friend of a star. Be a star or the best friend of a star? Yeah, I'll be a star, why not? Bowl with a ping pong ball. Play ping pong with a bowling ball. I mean, like, less injury. Have no one at your wedding, no one at your funeral. Ooh, like I'd take a private wedding, yeah. Be the funniest person alive or be the most attractive person alive? Ooh, I think being the most attractive person alive would get you way, way more on life. That'd get you way further ahead in life. Because people really underestimate, like, just how much shit people are willing to put up with very attractive people. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the most attractive. And get a lot out of it. Have to sing as soon as you open your mouth. Dance as soon as you start to move. So basically sing everything that you're talking, sing everything you say, or I'll go around dancing. I'll make it everybody's problem. Have a hickey or give someone a hickey? Oh, I don't care. Either one. We can both be pretty hot. Give someone a hickey, who knows. Relive any day from your past exactly as it happened. Change one decision from your past without knowing the outcome. Ooh, I think I would do this. I think I would have gotten into Bitcoin way earlier. Because I was actually mining Bitcoin about the time that Bitcoin started. Like, yeah. Yeah, and I think I would have stuck with it and definitely like been like, hey, remember these passwords and all that. I'm not saying like, oh, I would be a secret Bitcoin millionaire by now, but like because of lost passwords, I probably lost out on like based on when I sold my last amount of Bitcoin from like stuff that I like passwords that I knew. I probably would have had a few 100,000, yeah. Dance like Michael Jackson, sing like Freddie Mercury. Ooh, I probably would like to be able to sing, yeah. Hear your alarm clock. Hear chalk on a blackboard. Is that supposed to be like nails on a chalkboard or something like that? Because chalk on a blackboard doesn't really have like a screechy sound or anything like that. It's like that tick 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 sound. Huh. Whatever. Don't care. Never have a runny nose again. Never have a blocked nose for the rest of your life. Oh, I'd rather never have a blocked nose. I mean, you can probably hear it. I always have at least like a little bit of blockage in my nose. It's been forever. Get kissed on the lips and only on the lips. Get kissed on every part of your body except for your lips. Hey, I'd take that. Be wildly popular on social media platform of your choice. Have a top-rated podcast. Ooh, actually, I almost started a podcast like a while ago. Before I started this channel, I was actually thinking about doing a podcast. It was going to be like originality in fiction, where I was going to basically go over like essentially every subgenre of fiction. And I would read, like a whole lot of like the best-selling books and point out which ones were like, which stories kind of deviated mostly from cliche. Like, so if you go to like the fantasy genre, there are so many people who have like, dug up Grandpa Tolkien's grave and rooted around his pockets for loose change. That, yeah, I was gonna do something like that, where I would like kind of find some of these top authors who are kind of not doing the same thing that everyone else is doing within that genre. And I was also gonna just talk about the genre-defining tropes, authors, the history of the genre, like where it originated, all sorts of stuff. But Nah, I think I'd rather be wildly popular on YouTube, I guess. Have your bus driver die while driving on a mountain. Have your pilot die while flying. Oh, that depends on the plane. Because, like, if you're talking, like, say, like a commercial flight, like a 747 or something, there is a co-pilot there. He can take over. When you're talking about a Cessna, and there's no co-pilot. Do I think I could fly a Cessna? I do have a lot of time in flight sims. Do I think I could actually take over, like, a small plane and fly it? Well, that's really going to depend on the plane. I could probably do it. And if not, it's not going to be a problem for much longer. Become a famous and well-liked YouTuber, but not get paid. Be a mediocre and ugly singer with a huge salary. I mean, I'm already a not famous and not getting paid YouTuber, so I'll take the fame. At least that could open up different opportunities. Fame is one of those things that, like, it can be a drag, especially if you're recognized, but it can open up a whole lot of opportunity. Have a large flood or a large drought. I'd take a large drought, yeah. Be a god or goddess, or be a goddess or a god, a princess or a prince. I don't know, I'll be like a Roman god or Greek gods, I don't know. The god of, I don't know, getting hammered, or who knows. Climb the highest peak with no gear, live at the base of a mountain but never be allowed to climb it. Ooh, so I've done a little bit of free climbing, but I don't think I'd be able to do like a lot of free climbing with no gear. Like I've done like some bouldering and some free climbing where you can survive the drop, like without like real injury. But I don't think I'd do like, you know, Everest with no gear or whatever. You're bound to die. Yeah, I'd say base of a mountain. You're absolutely bound to die on doing something like Everest with no gear. Have your parachute fail while skydiving. Have an engine failure while flying a helicopter. Okay, so your main parachute, depending on how bad it's tangled up, you can still pull your reserve. So you will have a reserve parachute. And as long as the rotor doesn't seize up, like completely seize up, you can still auto-rotate and land a helicopter. I think I'd take the parachute. Yeah, I think I'd take the parachute. Yeah. I don't have the confidence that I could land a plane that's in auto-rotate, yeah. Or a helicopter that's in auto-rotate, yeah. All traffic lights you approach be green, never have to queue again. Oh, you'd save way more time never having a line again, yeah. You'd save way more time not having to wait in any lines. Be a fairy or be a tall dwarf. Take the dwarf pill. Laugh uncontrollably when you're sad, cry like a baby when you're happy. So like Joker syndrome, kinda. Cry like a baby when you're happy. I'd take the laugh uncontrollably when you're sad, yeah. Walk on a bed of hot coals, walk on a bed of nails. Both require technique. Like the bed of nails thing is like, okay, so you basically like spread out your weight. I don't know if like laying on a bed of nails is fine because your weight's like super spread out over them. I don't know about walking on them. The hot coals thing is like you make your feet wet before you go across. And then the Leidenfrost effect takes care of like the actual like severe injury. It'll still be hot, but Leidenfrost effect takes care of the injury. I take the hot coals. Get an electric shock whenever you touch someone. Get itchy as soon as someone talks to you. I take a shock, yeah. Work 10 hours a day, 4 days a week. Work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Oh, 10 hours a day, 4 days a week. Get them 3-day weekends. Travel for 10 hours in first class on a train. 1 hour standing up in a crowded, unair-conditioned subway car. Ooh. So I'm not big on crowds. I don't like I don't like constant physical contact. That actually gets me to the point where I'm like, I get really stressed out from like constant physical contact. I don't even like people being like that close to me physically. As one thing, when I used to work retail, there were some people that like when they want to talk to you, they get like really, really close. And so like I'd take like half a step back or something like that. And they'd like go and get closer to you, that I like have to like literally back up and put my hand out and be like, you're good there. I had to do that like quite a few times working retail, like arm's reach, man. Travel for 10, yeah, I'd say 10 hours in first class on a train. Yeah, you can take a nap, really. Swipe right on someone with a mysterious bio, someone who has written their life story in it. Well, at least you have, like, knowledge there. Yeah. Have a reliable, practical car. A luxury car that requires weekly maintenance? No. Reliable car. Stick a rusty nail under your toenail. Spend a month in jail. Well, it doesn't say, like, shove it in there. Like, how deep are we talking? Like, regardless, you're gonna have to go to the doctor and get a tetanus shot. I think, but, like... If it was like step on a rusty nail or something, then like I've stepped on a nail before. Like it hurts, but And then you gotta go get your tetanus. A month in jail I don't think would be too bad, yeah. It would suck, but a month, not like a year. Like if it was a year, I'd take the nail. Be able to turn invisible, but you can't see or hear anything while invisible. Be able to fly, but you shadow your thoughts while flying. So you basically have to go invisible, but then go by touch. You can also turn it on and off. You also have to go by memory, and you could go by memory in, like, any room. Nah, I'd still take the invisibility. Be able to make endless amounts of whipped cream come out of your fingers. Fabricate a whole camembert cheese. Camembert. Which I don't know that cheese. I've never had it. I may have had it, but I don't recognize it by the name. I assume this is like an expensive cheese or something. Be able to make endless amounts of whipped cream come out of your fingers. Come out of your finger. Ooh, that could make for some interesting sexy times. Yeah, excellent. Interesting sexy times. Wait until marriage to have sex or never find your soulmate. Ooh, that's a kicker, because like I actually do believe like sexual compatibility is hugely important in a relationship. Like if you get with somebody who's like a pillow princess, you know, starfishes, and then just doesn't do anything at all. Ugh. If you find out your soulmate is a pillow princess, ooh, rough times. Like, never find your soulmate. That does mean you could find, like, at least a decent relationship. But it's until marriage. Okay, why not? Yeah. Alright, halfway there. Hear the sound of nails on a blackboard, the sound of a fork scraping a plate. I'd say fork scraping a plate, yeah. Stomachache or a headache? Ooh, I do get rough headaches. Like, we're talking like borderline migraine headaches. And I used to get a lot of migraine headaches. And like most of my headaches are like, can get like pretty intense. Like almost to the border of a real migraine. Stomachache. I also have had like some really rough stomach bugs. Like regardless, I'm going to try to sleep through it, but I think I could sleep through a stomachache way easier. Redo your life from the start with your current memories. Completely new life with no memories. Ooh. I'm gonna take being me again, yeah. Never ever have sex again. Never ever use the internet again. Ooh. Nah, sex way too important. Have the paparazzi follow you around. Reveal a different secret about yourself in a weekly newspaper column. Like, regardless, it's going to be constant exposure. Nah, I'd take the revealing a secret. Roll tail against a piece of furniture. Shower only twice a week. Yeah, I'd take the shower only twice a week. Yeah. Save your spouse, save your child. You can make a new kid. Be able to see 10 minutes into your own future. Be able to see 10 minutes into the future of anyone but yourself. Nah. 10 minutes into your own future can be super useful. Date someone who's friends with all of their exes, or someone who's never been I'd take someone who's never been in a serious relationship. Yeah. Like somebody who's friends with all of their exes. That's like, I don't know about that. Be able to dance like a breakdance champion, or sing like Freddie Mercury. I'd take the singing. Yeah. Eat spaghetti with ketchup for the rest of your life. Never eat pasta again. Nah, I don't like pasta that much anyway. I'd take like rice over pasta any day. Meet your future self to get advice. Meet your past self to give advice. Ooh. I think I'd meet my past self to give advice and be like, yes, write down all your passwords, change your passwords regularly, get the whole crypto thing, keep on it. Okay, make a sex tape for only your grandparents to see. Put your nudes on Facebook for everyone else to see. Oh, It's like, I have had my nudes leak. I've had a sex tape leak. Yeah, surprise, surprise right there. It got deleted during the purge, and it was not up for very long, so doubt more than a few people saw it. Like a handful. Nudes on Facebook for everyone else to see. Make a sex tape for only your grandparents to see. That and all my grandparents are dead. Like, all 4 of my grandparents are dead. Put your nudes on Facebook for everyone else to see. Grandparents, I mean, assuming my grandparents were alive. That's a rough one. I'm not too ashamed of my body. Yeah. Be Superman or Spider-Man? I'll take Superman. Drink every meal as a smoothie. Never be able to eat food that has been cooked. Ooh, raw food. Or basically like puree. Ooh, that's a rough one. My first job was actually in a kitchen at a nursing home, and there were like quite a few patients that they were on. They had the dietary restriction of no solids, so basically they could only have like puree. Basically anything like tough had to be pureed. That kind of sucks. But not be able to eat food that has been cooked. So that means you're basically doing fruits, vegetables, raw meat. So you could probably do like fish or sushi. But I'm not a big fan of sushi. Yeah, like most meats are out the window for uncooked because it's going to be bacteria and parasites. I guess you could do some other like preserving method, like salting. Like you could do like salted meats, and then salted and cured meats, which aren't cooked. And dehydrated stuff, which isn't cooked. Huh. That's a rough one. Definitely wouldn't be able to have like any pastas. Any rice, any like grains really. Yeah, it would just be like raw grains. Ugh. That'd be like a super restrictive diet. Like you could definitely like find ways to work around it. Smoothie. It means like meat smoothies as well. Ugh. Like drinking your steaks. I think I'd have to take the food that hasn't been cooked. Almost have mud on your shoes or a pebble in your shoe. I don't care if I got like muddy looking shoes. Lose your spouse, lose your parents. Ooh. Yeah. Always be overdressed, always be underdressed. I'm not big on like the overdressing. Like the only time I really wear a suit is for weddings and funerals. Other than that, I'm usually very casual. Like right now it's like jeans and a button up like plaid shirt. Yeah, I'd say always be underdressed, yeah. And world peace or win 150 million. Ooh, world peace is another one of those things, like, okay, so... that means... world peace. That means you can never use violence to solve issues, and violence is the biggest historical solver of problems. Everything would have to be done through diplomacy. Every problem that would arise would have to be through diplomacy. Because you're not just getting rid of problems. You're just ending conflict, ending hot wars. Oh man. Probably like an uptick in like psychological operations. Nah, I'll take the 150 million. Live a low life with your loved one, a rich life all alone. You can buy companionship. Yeah. Stop climate change, end all wars on Earth. I wouldn't do either. Because, like, yeah, some war is justified. If you're talking all wars, Star Wars, storage wars. But no, there is, there is such a thing as, like, a justified war. You know, war to uphold the human rights of other peoples. That is a justified war. Yeah, I think war is far too. Clausewitz, war is diplomacy war is the continuation of diplomacy by any other means. Nah. Like I don't care that much about climate change. I'm not like one of those big like panic people. You know, the people who have been saying for the last 60, 70 years that, oh my god, next decade's the end. Yeah, it's not. Next decade's not going to be the end. The one after that's not going to be the end. The one after that's not going to be the end. Yeah. Breakdance champion or capoeira master? Like, I don't care about breakdance, so I'd take capoeira, I guess. Have no eyebrows or only one eyebrow? I guess only one eyebrow, you could, like, write that off. You could like, talk about, like, oh, you know, you lost it in a fire or something. Yeah, I think that'd be easier to explain. Marry a new random person every year, marry one random person and stick with it. Ooh, so that depends. So that's gonna be like a flat distribution, or like probably a bell curve distribution. So a flat distribution means it can either be really, really good, really, really bad, or somewhere in the middle, and it's equal chance, like all spread apart. Bell curve distribution with marrying a new random person every year means you're definitely going to have some good ones, you're definitely going to have some bad ones. Overall, they're just going to be around the middle. They're just going to be okay. Yeah. I take the new random person. Be able to eat any spicy food without problems. I already can. Yeah, like I can tolerate, like I used to grow like the ghost peppers. I used to grow like the Naga Buchalokia peppers. I generally cut it off at habanero only because a lot of the peppers that are hotter than habanero don't really taste that good. Like Buchalokia doesn't taste good. Trinidad Scorpion doesn't taste good. Yeah. Nah, I'd take never be bitten by another mosquito. Yeah. Never be able to leave your house. Only be able to leave your house for 5 minutes at a time. Ooh, I couldn't get anywhere. I live out in the country. I could get like part of the way down the road. But it's still somewhere. Yeah. Go to outer space, the center of the Earth. Space. Like, what are you gonna see? Rocks, melty rocks, extremely hot rocks. Have no fingers, have no elbows. Ooh. Like, I'd have to, like, sit back and, like, stretch out my arms to type. I'd say choose have no elbows. Have knives for fingers, penises as fingers. Dick fingers or knife fingers? Dick fingers. Be an actor or actress in a movie. Write a movie script that would be made into a movie. So basically, like, make no money, or make so little money. Or be an actor. I don't know that I could be an actor. I'm not a very, like, emotionally expressive person. I guess I'd write a script that'd be made into a movie. People think you're very weird. People think you're totally average. Nah, I'm already weird. I don't care if people think I'm weird. Date someone younger than you or older than you? I've done both. God, I want to say, yeah, it was when I was actually 18. She was into me when I was 17, but when I was 18, I started dating a woman who was 8 years older than me. That was, yeah. Date someone younger than you? I have. Actually, most of my girlfriends have been younger than me. I think the most was like 7 years younger. She was like, yeah, she was 20 and I was 27. Yeah. Yeah, that's my most recent ex. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd date someone younger than me again, yeah. Work in a restaurant in Paris. Work in a 5-star hotel in New York. Well, I don't speak French. I wouldn't want either of these. I hate cities. I don't like being in cities. I don't like being around that many people. The traffic sucks. Like, it's too crowded. There's not enough open space. Yeah. I hate living in... I even hated working in cities. But if I had to choose, I don't speak French. Slap Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or Conor McGregor. I think I would enjoy slapping Conor McGregor. Like, I wouldn't have a reason to slap. He's like, I don't consider him like a dick. Conor McGregor I kind of think is a dick. So, yeah. Be able to fly, but you become physically frail for a week after each flight. Read anyone's mind, but you can't recognize faces for a week. Fly, and then, like, basically in a wheelchair after each flight for a week. So you can really only periodically fly. Read anyone's mind, but not be able to recognize faces. So you basically have to just be, like, by yourself. I think this would be, like, less intrusive. Like, the not recognizing faces, you could just, like, kind of hang out at your house for a week. But you'd still be able to, like, do everything else normally. Eat peanut butter or jam? Oh, no, I like peanut butter. I could just eat, like, a scoop of plain peanut butter, yeah. Have a new silly hat appear in your closet every morning. A new pair of shoes appear in your closet once a week. Oh, that's rough. Like, I'm assuming in this scenario you have to wear them? And in a pair of shoes, it usually takes about a week to break them in, so you're constantly in brand new, uncomfortable shoes. And this is just a silly hat, and I've worn silly hats before. Yeah, I'll take silly hat. Be rich but surrounded by bodyguards 24/7. Anonymous and modest but totally free. Ooh. Rich with bodyguards, constantly at bodyguards, like checking every time I have to take a dump, every time I have to go to the bathroom, everywhere I go. That would definitely be a pain. Modest living is fine for me. Like just a reasonable income, like an income where you're not struggling. Yeah, that's totally fine. Receive a life prison sentence, receive a death penalty. Oh, death penalty. Yeah, absolutely. Always be too hot, always be too cold. Well, I'm already always kind of too cold. Actually, I will wear a jacket up until it gets to a little over 100 degrees. Like, I'll wear like a light jacket. Yeah. Nah, I think I'll always be too cold. Get a dong slap every morning as you wake up. Drink a shooter of laxative. Once or every morning when you wake up? It's not specifying, so, like, I'm assuming this is once. I'll have the shits once. I'll have the super shits once, yeah. Live without watching movies, without listening to music. I take without listening to music. Yeah. Super strength or super speed? Take super strength, yeah. Begin every sentence with according to my calculations, and every second sentence with period. I'd end every sentence with period. Only wear one color each day. Have to wear one color each day. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I usually actually do wear just like mostly black. Always be the center of attention or always be an observer. Ooh, no, I'd say always be an observer. I'm far too introverted in real life. Be forced to high-five everyone you make eye contact with. Salute every vehicle you see. High fives all around. Eat cream puffs filled with mystery meat. Never enjoy a dessert again. Well, mystery meat could be anything. It could be rats. It could be tuna. It could be chicken. It could be snake. It could be ostrich. It could be alligator. I'm thinking about it. How many meats would I not eat? Like, assuming it's cooked, how many would I not eat? Because I've eaten a lot of, like, the wild game animals here in the States. Like, I've had bear. I've had goat. Of course the standards, pig, pork, veal, chicken, turkey, pheasant. I've had alligator, I've had snake, I've had goat. I have had ostrich. I've eaten most of the game fish. I've had eel. Actually, smoked eel is pretty good. I guess I haven't had wolf. I've had bison. I've had turtle. I haven't had frog. I'll take the mystery meat, yeah. Be able to fly, bunt, grow feathers on a random body parts each time, have laser vision, but uncontrollably set things on fire when you're angry. Okay, so every time you fly, you grow feathers. And do they fall out, or do you have to rip them out? Do they just stay in there? Will you gradually get more and more feathery? Laser vision, but you uncontrollably set things. I'm not really a super angry person. Like, I don't get easily angry. I don't like rage quit games or anything like that. I don't baby rage. I'll take the laser vision. Control King Kong or Godzilla? Godzilla, 100%. Oh, we've hit 100. Alright. Okay, well, yeah. I guess that'll wrap it up for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed learning a little bit more about me. Maybe you learned a little bit about yourself, answering along the way. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.